This video is by Straight Goods News. SGNews.ca.
Mulcair, over the weekend, Justin Trudeau said, quote, "We have 24 senators from Quebec and there are just 6 from Alberta and British Columbia. It's to our advantage." Do you agree with Trudeau?
Well, we've got a very concrete solution to that, and we've come up with the exact right number of senators for every province, and it's equal. It's 0. We want to get rid of the Senate. All Justin Trudeau is proving is that as a Liberal, he thinks the only problem with the Senate is that there are not enough Liberal senators. He's already on the public record defending the Senate in that regard. When he was called on this over the weekend, it was fascinating to see that he simply doubled down. As of last night, what he was starting to say was, well, then he'll add Senate seats for some of the Western provinces. But how, of course, can he do that without a constitutional amendment? So he's making it up as he goes along because he simply doesn't understand the fact. Anyone who's looked at this objectively, and I'm so glad to see the Premier of Saskatchewan agreeing with us on that, and I'm very proud of his support. Brad Wall is right. We have to get rid of the Senate. Stephen Harper was right when he answered a question on that in 2004 from Jack Layton. And he said, if it can't be fixed, get rid of the thing, and that's exactly where we are. It can't be fixed. Yes, please.
On Robocalls, a federal court has found that persons unknown use the Conservative Party database to commit fraud. What do you make of the response in the House?
Well, I was ashamed that they were sending in that lightweight backbencher instead of answering the question straight up, because you have to read that judgment, which I've done from beginning to end. That is a damning condemnation of the behavior of the Conservatives both during the campaign and during the litigation. The judge fell on them and actually condemned them to pay costs for all of the procrastination, useless procedures that they kept throwing at it. The NDP, by the way, was involved in the court case as an actor. James Duggan, a very respected Montreal lawyer, was there for us every step of the way, and we're very proud of the work that he did. There are a lot of questions that remain unanswered. There's no current provision that allows them to do that. If the Conservatives are serious, they'll help us. Allow Mark Mayron to get to the bottom of it. Don't hold your breath.
Be reviewed. Should it be made public? The Duffy Committee is meeting again. The Senate Committee is meeting again. Should it be made public? Should people be involved in that?
I invite you to go parse the answers that James Moore gave today, because that was very interesting. Because at the beginning, they were always trying to say, well, some of these things are in camera. We can't actually hold them publicly. James Moore today was trying to stand up in the House of Commons and say, well, actually, there's no reason that the internal report shouldn't have been made public. These are the types of things that Canadians should know about. So if that's the case, of course everything should be public, but it simply begs the question, how can you expect a committee comprised majoritarily of Conservatives to do an honest job investigating a Conservative? That's what happened since the beginning in this file. We had the Prime Minister stand up in the House and defend Pamela Wallin. We still don't know what happened, but in the meantime, he dumped Pamela Wallin and he threw her out of his caucus. Again, the excuses keep changing. That's why it's so important to have the Prime Minister himself answering questions. That's why it's such a disappointment to all Canadians that he once again chose to hide instead of facing the music here in the House.